every Starmer scandal and mistake, why he'll never be PM again. Imagine winning the biggest parliamentary majority in modern history and destroying it so completely in 18 months that bookmakers give you 60% odds of not even finishing 2026 as Prime Minister. Keir Starmer is 4-6, around a 60% chance not to see out 2026 as Prime Minister. Recent YouGov surveys show only 18% of Britons view him favorably, with even a majority of 2024 Labour voters now disapproving of his performance. 18%! His own voters hate him. Only 13% of the public were satisfied with Starmer's job performance, 79% dissatisfied, giving a net approval rating of -66. This isn't just political unpopularity. This is historic, catastrophic failure on a scale never seen before. So let's compile every single Starmer scandal, every broken promise, every policy disaster, every U-turn, and prove conclusively why Keir Starmer will never be Prime Minister again after he loses the next election. Quick favor before we systematically destroy Starmer's record with comprehensive evidence. Smash subscribe, hit like because this is the complete takedown. Over 90% haven't subscribed. Free, 2 seconds. Notifications on. Comment which scandal disgusts you most because there are dozens. Now let's expose everything. The freebie scandal, £107,000 of corruption. Since becoming Prime Minister, he's accepted an estimated £107,145 in tickets, gifts, benefits, and hospitality. £107,000! Lord Ali funded at least 7 cabinet ministers with £314,147 in donations. £314,000 total to the cabinet. This included a large sum from donor Lord Wahid Ali, which provided both Starmer and his wife with new clothes, Taylor Swift tickets, a corporate box at Arsenal Football Club, and glasses valued at £2,485. Designer glasses, concert tickets, football hospitality, all whilst cutting winter fuel payments for pensioners. The hypocrisy is staggering. Lord Ali given a Downing Street pass, cash for access, a donor getting unrestricted number 10 access. Taylor Swift freebie gate, 10 Labour MPs, including Starmer, Yvette Cooper, Wes Streeting, and Bridget Phillipson, accepted free Taylor Swift concert tickets worth over £22,000. And this after allegedly pressuring police to give Swift royal-level security. Quid pro quo corruption. The CV lies, Rachel Reeves. Reeves' CV scandal. The Chancellor embellished her CV, falsely claiming to be an economist at HBOS when she worked in complaints. She also misrepresented her tenure at the Bank of England, claiming it was for a decade when it was only 5.5 years. Rachel from Accounts lied on her CV, and Starmer keeps her as Chancellor. Then the BBC revealed she was part of an investigation into misuse of company expenses, including gifts of handbags, perfumes, and luxury dinners. Expenses investigation too. Rachel Reeves admits breaking housing rental law. Breaking the law, still Chancellor. Every broken promise, the complete list. Taxes. Labour's manifesto declared the party will not increase taxes on working people. Chancellor Rachel Reeves announced tax increases totaling £40 billion, the largest such rise since 1993. Promised no tax rises, delivered £40 billion increase. Energy bills. Labour promised to reduce energy bills by £300 per household, a £170 rise in January 2025. Promised £300 cut, delivered a £170 increase. Council tax. Not a penny more on your council tax, Starmer declared in 2022. A 5% hike, £110 on Band D, hit households in 2025-2026. Promised not a penny, delivered £110 more. Winter fuel. Starmer's 2020 Never Betray Pensioners vow. The 100 to 300 pound winter fuel allowance was cut for $10 million in July 2024. $10 million betrayed. Two-child cap. According to the IFS, scrapping the cap would lift around 540,000 children out of absolute poverty. Starmer promised to scrap it, kept it, condemning 500,000 children to poverty. Tuition fees. Starmer's 2020 pledge to abolish tuition fees faded to a review by 2023, then vanished from the 2024 manifesto. Fees rose to £9,535, October 2024. Promised abolition, delivered increases. Teachers. Department of Education figures show the total number of teachers across England fell by 400 in the year to November 2024. Promised 6,500, delivered 400 fewer. Small boats. Crossings hit a record 6,600 in Q1 2025, a 30% rise from 2024. The number of small boat arrivals has increased by nearly 29% since Labour came to power. Promised smash gangs, delivered record crossings. The epidemic U-turns. Farm tax. The threshold at which inheritance tax will apply to farmers will more than double from 1 million to 2.5 million, halving the number of estates affected. Announced December 23rd, trying to bury news on Christmas week. Rural communities will not forget the distress, pain, and panic this government has caused them. This came after one farmer took his own life with fear of rising inheritance taxes cited as contributing factor. It is the latest in a series of painful climb-downs which have eroded the Prime Minister's authority. Winter fuel, welfare, farm tax, endless U-turns, destroying all credibility. The economic catastrophe. Growth in 2025 has slowed as the year has gone on. The size of the economy grew by 0.1% in July to September. 0.1. That's not growth, that's stagnation. Unemployment increased to 5.1% in the 3 months to October 2025, the highest since the first quarter of 2021. Unemployment surging. Pay growth is also losing momentum. Average wages in the third quarter were only 0.5% higher than they were a year ago. Real wages stagnant. Government borrowing for the current financial year is running at a higher level than forecast and is the highest on record outside the COVID pandemic, borrowing $10 billion more than predicted. She raised taxes by $40 billion and still can't balance the books. The Brexit betrayal. 3 senior members of the government, PM Sir Keir Starmer, Deputy PM David Lammy, and Health Secretary Wes Streeting, made speeches in 1 week claiming it was clear the UK doesn't work outside the EU. 3 speeches attacking Brexit in 1 week. David Lammy was interviewed on the newsagent's podcast. Total of 8 times he was given the opportunity to deny he wanted to rejoin the customs union, but failed to do so. 8 times refusing to rule it out. There was much merriment when David Lammy was pressed on the question towards the end, and the Deputy Prime Minister left his audience in no doubt that he would like party policy to be to rejoin the EU. Energy deal. Analysis shows that we could be heading towards an extra £112 on the cost of living because of European alignment. Brexit betrayal costing households billions. Gibraltar. Tourists entering Gibraltar will require permission from Spanish authorities, as Sir Keir Starmer has reached an agreement that transfers border control of the overseas territory to the EU. Spanish guards controlling British territory. Britons entering Gibraltar will be required to present their passports twice, first to a Gibraltarian and then to a Spanish guard. Brexit betrayal complete. The internal plotting. Starmer's dwindling band of allies see the UK's Health Secretary Streeting as the biggest threat. The briefing war on Tuesday night suggests Streeting has a group of some 50 Labour frontbenchers ready to walk away from government. 50 MPs ready to walk. It is an open secret in Westminster that Rayner has been discussing launching a bid for the leadership, and she is said to have already offered several potential allies roles in her cabinet, offering cabinet positions already. Manchester Mayor Andrew Burnham is poised to secure a deal to fight a by-election, to return to the Commons and mount a leadership challenge. Active preparation for a coup. Keir Starmer has admitted that speculation he could be ousted from his job as Prime Minister is pretty rife at the moment. He admits it himself. The May 2026 Doomsday. The pivotal date is 7th May 2026, when elections take place for the Scottish Parliament, Welsh Senergy, and numerous local authorities across England. In Wales, Labour polls at around 18%, while Plaid Cymru leads at 25% and Reform at 25%, third in Wales. In the latest Westminster YouGov poll, voting intention is Reform 27%, Labour 19%.